Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, it is right now. You're right here. My name is Manuel, and it's my pleasure to welcome you. This is episode 56 of the show, and I have to congratulate you for making the best decision of the day to spend some time with me. Let's get started. Well, we are going to go ahead and talk about our good friend, Congressman Eric Swalwell, Democrat from California. And I tell you what, I'm going to be more fair to this man than his own party is being right now. So he's making the headlines right now because this is a moment of pure political irony. All right, let's talk about where we are. Within the last 24 to 48 hours, we've seen a rapid escalation. First, you had reports surface from a former staffer alleging serious misconduct, initially impropriety, then very quickly escalating into allegations of, we won't say the word, kind of assault. Then, almost immediately, additional women come forward with claims of inappropriate behavior, unwanted advances, explicit messages. And if my tone is becoming more somber, it's because this is a very serious topic. There's nothing to joke about. The most serious accusation hit yesterday. A former staffer alleging that Swalwell forced himself upon her twice, once in 2019 and once in 2024. Now, pause right there because I want to be very clear, and I mean very clear. At this moment, all we have are accusations. No charges, no indictment, no trial. Certainly no evidence presented publicly. It's a literal she said, he said situation. Now, these are absolutely very serious allegations, extremely serious. They need to be investigated, and they need to be taken seriously. But at the same time, let's not pretend we're dealing with anything more than allegations at this stage. And yet, look at what's already happened. Endorsements gone, campaign collapsing, staff resigning, top Democrats demanding that he drop out, many demanding that he resign from Congress entirely. In other words, Eric Swalwell is being politically buried in real time right before our eyes. And here's where the irony comes in, because Eric Swalwell is not just any Democrat. He's not just some backbencher. He was one of the loudest voices, one of the most aggressive voices behind what became known as the #BelieveWomen movement. Now, let's be very fair and honest for a moment here. The historical problem that that movement was reacting to was very real, absolutely real. For a very long time, for way too long, women were ignored, dismissed, disbelieved, even punished for coming forward. That needed to change, absolutely. But what the modern Democratic Party did, what people like Swalwell helped push, was not a correction. It was an overcorrection, because the standard shifted from take accusations seriously and investigate them to an accusation equals guilt, period. No evidence needed, no due process required, no presumption of innocence. The accusation itself became the verdict. We saw that mentality hit its peak during the Kavanaugh hearings. That was the moment where culturally, not legally, but culturally, the idea took hold that if a woman accuses a man, that's it. The man is done. He's guilty. There's no need to discuss it. He's finished, destroyed, removed from society. And Swalwell, he wasn't just along for the ride. He was one of the drivers of that movement. And now it's turned on him. Now suddenly he's the one saying, whoa, wait a second. These allegations aren't true. Now suddenly due process matters. Now suddenly we're supposed to slow down. But his own party? Oh, no. They're not slowing down. They're doing exactly what their standard has been for years. Accusation straight to immediate political death. And that tells you everything. because this isn't about justice. If it were about justice, the response would be, let's investigate, let's gather facts, let's see what's real. That's not what's happening. What's happening is political calculation, because you have to understand the broader context here. California's governor's race is shaping up in a very unusual way. You see, California has what's called a jungle primary system. So let me explain it to you very quickly in case you're not familiar with it. In California, all candidates, Democrat, Republican, Independent, they all run in the same primary. Everybody's on the same ballot. And the top two vote getters, regardless of party, advance to the general election. That means you could have two Democrats or two Republicans. Now, here's a problem for Democrats right now. There are a lot of high-profile Democrats running. And when you split the vote too many ways, something interesting can happen. Two Republicans can sneak into the top two. And suddenly, the general election is Republican versus Republican, which means Democrats lose control of the outcome entirely. So what do? They consolidate. They clear the field. And right now, Swalwell is very expendable. So the moment these allegations hit, boom, support evaporates, endorsements disappear, calls for resignation begin, not because justice has been served, but because politically he's no longer useful. That brings me to the real point here. Because look, I'm not here to tell you whether Swalwell is guilty or innocent. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows right now. But what we do know is how the system works. And the lesson here is very simple and straightforward. When you sacrifice your principles for a political movement, when you abandon common sense for ideology, when you help build a system that destroys people based on accusations alone, don't be surprised when that system comes for you, because there's no loyalty in politics at that level. None. You are valuable until you're not. You're protected until you're inconvenient. And the moment you stop being useful, they will discard you without hesitation. That's what we're watching happen right now in real time. So whatever happens next, whether he fights, whether he falls, whether the story grows or disappears, remember this moment, because it's not just about one man. It's about the system he helped build and the reality that no one is safe from it. All right. That's enough for today. We'll continue next time. And as always, be useful.